We're back here with Philip. Very nice to have you come visit with us.
Well, thank you, Alexander.
Philip is the creative director of GenesisXD.
Yeah.
A designer.
Yes, I am
by
a
heart.
designer.
A designer by heart. But so where do VHSs come into this?
Well, actually, interesting that you asked that question. I asked myself about that questions too. VHS is something that we want to create a social, environmental operation that can have impact to the environment and at the same time impact to the society.
Okay.
So we figure out there are quite a few projects of quite a few media that we have that are really hurting the environment.
Yes.
But it's actually hidden that in our basement somewhere,
Yes.
there's no solutions anywhere.
Yeah.
So we kind of trying to find a creative way to thinking to how we can actually resolve these issues.
Well, so we just celebrated the 10th anniversary of the iPhone.
That's right.
So in the middle of a new thing, all of this old stuff, which once was cutting edge,
Yes.
suddenly is redundant.
Exactly.
No one, they don't have VH. I mean, I used to have a VH. It churned things up. It doesn't work anymore.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of these sitting around.
Oh,
your
yeah.
space. Now, how many?
Well, I mean, in 20 years of buying VHS tape
Yes.
that we have, we estimated in 7 years,
Yeah.
Ontario, only in Ontario, we bought 2.26 billion VHS tapes. It's in our home.
Billion?
2.26 billion.
Okay. And so, I mean, don't these just get put into the recycling and someone?
Well, as a matter of fact, that Toronto actually is advertising very heavily to say, well, this is actually not recyclable material, so don't put it in a blue box. If that you put it in a blue box, they have to find a way to take it out.
So we have billions of VHS tapes.
It's going to the
that
landfill.
Cannot be, and they go to the landfill.
That's right. So one of the main reasons that they don't recycle them is because it's a lot of work. You know, you have to open the case, you identify there's at least 3 different kind of plastic, possibly three different kind of metals.
Yes.
So you have to identify them and actually put it aside so that they can be recycled.
Okay.
And because it's so heavy, labor heavy, so nobody feel that it's actually a good business to do.
Okay, so in life we come across these things, we think
That's
this is
right.
crazy, this should be a solution, but not many of us actually decide we're going to try and fix it. so
Yes.
tell me about how you're doing that.
Well, it's actually a few friends of ours
Yeah.
that we have a crazy thought that why don't we actually find a way to resolve this? But in the same time, it was because of our background of social enterprise. We want to find a way to create basic labor job for people who actually cannot find jobs.
Okay.
So because of that, we find that 2 different kind of issues that we
Yes.
face in society and environment, when we put it together, we might find a solutions to each
Interesting.
other.
Okay.
And that's actually what we did. So the operation right now is to recycle VHS tapes and other media tapes, and using that to create job for people who has barrier to employment.
Barriers to employment like?
Oh, it's like people who recovering from mental health issues, people who has former criminal records, or people who has some kind of physical challenge or barrier for language,
Okay.
like refugees and so on. So these are the people who has difficulty to find jobs,
Wow.
and we offer jobs for them.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I gather now you're into a new line of things.
Yeah, well, it
Car
added the
seats.
lines.
Car seats.
Yes, that's right. We actually see that we have over 1 million children or baby is born every single year in Ontario. And they all need car seats, and car seat actually has expiry day
Yeah.
that you cannot reuse. And we estimate that over or around 250,000 car seats is going to the landfill every single year. You know how big that is?
Yeah.
250,000 of car seat, if you put it in a Rogers Center in Toronto, you can fill up the whole field 7.5 times. Every year, that's how much of the car seat we throw away. And think about the plastics. Think about these not biodegradable material that actually going to stay there for a long time.
Yeah. So we're still producing all of these things. We have no solution to how to do it.
Well, and in fact, because of the population, we're going to grow in about 2% per year.
Wow.
And the demand is there, and it's continue.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you're thinking about this, but it sounds an awfully big task. But I mean, what's motivated you to do this?
Well, quite some time ago, we think about the issues of homelessness. So my wife and I, it's trying to find a way how we can actually support the people who stay on the street. we did quite a bit of that, and then we thought, if that is a way that we can work upstream, that we can prevent people from going to the street. So that would be wonderful. This is actually one of the small gestures that we do. It doesn't resolve any issues because the issue is so big, but at least we feel that by offering job for people in certain category that they need job but they cannot find jobs, it will help to prevent some of the people going to the street. Okay. So it is actually kind of what the Bible said. You know, if you do that to the least among us, you do it to us. And I think that we find an opportunity to do something like that. Yeah. So it is an honor to be able to find ideas.
Yeah. Well, I can tell from your accent, like from mine,
yeah.
that you're an immigrant to Canada.
Oh, definitely.
And you're from?
I'm from Hong Kong.
Okay.
I was born in China and grew up in Hong Kong and actually came to Canada when I was in college.
Yeah. And your family were Christians in China?
Yes, I am fourth generation Christians. My great-grandfather was a pastor in China. Yeah. That is very much like the first missionary coming to China. That he planted a church and together with a Christian school, and that's actually how his ministry is. And my grandmother been helping out in that, and I grew up with my grandmother. Yeah. So I'm so grateful that the family influence has helped me to grow my faith.
Right. And so that's interesting. You were telling me that you were doing some research for a project for Tyndale, and you find this photograph from one of the very first classes where women had gone as missionaries to China. Yeah,
yeah. It's actually a very interesting discovery that one of the seminary here in Toronto, Tyndale, was found because of the call to mission call to China. So I got a chance to see that first picture that with 5 women. It was back in 1895 that actually graduated from the first class and went to China. And I was thinking about myself that if it is not because of all these missionaries, I mean, probably China is not going to be like that today. Yeah. I might not be a Christian today.
Wow. So that sacrifice that those women made and all the people who've gone as missionaries has returned, and you're returning the favor, fixing our problems.
Well, I'm not that great. I'm just doing whatever I can. I think God gave me some gifts, and I'm just trying to exercise it.